Hi everyone, welcome to this tutorial. We are going to work with HDFS, Hadoop Distributed File System. So firstly, make sure to get this tutorial file and get familiar, with these tasks, a bunch of tasks here, and we want to go through these tasks one by one, and let's do it together. To do so, we need a Hadoop engine or Hadoop cluster. So I want to take this Cloudera quick start, and please feel free to use any type of Hadoop engine or Hadoop cluster that you have. All right. So, but if you're working with this Cloudera, make sure to go through players, manage, virtual machine setting, and please make sure to get memory 4 gig and processor 4 cores. All right, these are the minimum specifications that we need to take over. If they are not, please make sure to shut down your VMware and set them to 4 gig and 4 processors, and that's it. And then relaunch it. Perfect. So working with any, let's say, uh, a platform for Hadoop, first of all, we need to, go through the components that here we need to work with HDFS. How to get access to HDFS? On the browser, you need to type localhost. All right. If you work with this machine, all right, 570, right? 570 is the port number that you can easily see your data node and name node. So if you are still not familiar with data node, name node, Hadoop ecosystem, please refer to my video about what is big data. So you can see that this is name node. Name node is going to be a bunch of, or let's say a piece of information that they are all, collected into a metadata format, that you can see that we have lots of information about hard disk, right? The location of files, folders, and many more information that we need to gather before running Hadoop. Means that this name node is really important. And if you miss this name node, you will lose your data on HDFS. So then you need to go over here, utilities, browse the file system. All right. So browse the file system, and it's going to take us to HDFS. Guys, these are a bunch of files and folders, right? On my HDFS here, you might get different files and folders. So let's kick off and let's see how we can work with HDFS. So to do so, we need to go through this. If you follow me here, it says terminal, right? We need a terminal. Open this terminal. All right. And then what we need, let me firstly zoom in. One more zoom in. All right, or maybe much better to do like this. Okay, I think it's much better now. All right, let's go through these tasks. So first of all, we need to create directories called data and data copy. So guys, HDFS syntaxes, they are very similar to Unix commands and DOS operating system, which is, for a very long time ago, once, it was developed, within Microsoft. So by the way, if you're familiar with Unix, commands, it's really super easy. So HDFS DFS is a starting syntax. It means we want to work with HDFS. So to be able to start working with, with Hadoop, and in particular HDFS, we need to say HDFS DFS. Okay, this is a starting syntax. And then what we want to do, we want to create 2 directories. So how to create 2 directories? MK means make directory. So in HDFS, slash means home directory. Okay, this is a home directory. In the home directory, please create data. I wish to add one more attribute here. Let's call it -p. So it's create parent directories, all right, if they don't exist. So if I run it, right, I just need to press enter and it's going to talk with name node to say, okay, name node, I want to create a data folder in data node. So at this example, data node and name node, they are all in one single machine, right? This Cloudera virtual machine. So, and then if you run it again for, let's say, I mean, not by purpose, if you run it again, you don't get any error because of, this -p. All right, it's going to avoid providing, the error message because this -p creates parent directories if they don't exist. So let's do another one, data and data copy, right? It's asking to do 2 directories. All right, so, and then you can come back here if you wish to follow it up on this web browser, just refresh this page and here we go, right? Data and data copy, they are now here. If you go inside, it's nothing because these are still empty and these are only directories. So what we need to do, let's move forward. So upload a file from the local file system. So let's say your local file system means here, right? And not HDFS. You have a file that size is large, all right? You want to take it over, run parallel processing. But since it's the starting point, let's get, the small data to see how we can work. And then we will add and we will put the larger one. So here, let's say that again, we have to start with HDFS, DFS. All right. What is task? Upload a file from the local file system. So for local file system, I can get a file from home, right? Cloudera, and then Eclipse. There is a file, it's about HTML. All right. I want to put it in data folder. Again, home directory, data folder. So guys, here I want to add this -f, right? This -f means overrides the destination if it already exists. All right. If it's there means overwrite it, this -f. If you don't write it, and then don't get this -f here. If you run twice this syntax, you would get error message. So I'm going to run it. So it's going to get this about. You can see that it says, all right, HDFS, CFA. Oh, sorry, I forgot to put -put, right? -put means put this about, all right, into this HDFS directory. Now I will put this -f. All right. If you run, it's going to put this about HTML into the folder. We can check it here, right? If you run, if you go to data, here we go, it's here. So you can see that it says block size 128 megabyte. Guys, this is a default size of partitions. All right. Every single partition gets 128 megabytes. All right. If you click on this about HTML, so guys, you can see block 0, just one block, because guys, this about HTML, the size is 19 kilobyte. So means one block and one partition is enough. So even here in HDFS, it's not executable and it's not readable. You can see that, right? Even if you have more blocks, that I will take you guys into the more blocks, all right, within upcoming tasks, you would get more information. So it's not executable. You can see that. You can only download. So if you download, even if you have more blocks, right, it's going to download the entire file. All right. So, and one replication, you can see that. All right. We can go back. Let's continue. Let's see what we need to do. So list the content of data. So you can do it also by the command HDFS DFS. dash ls means list. All right, what to list? This directory data. I want to see what we have there. All right, you can see that it says there is, I mean, this file with these informations, right? So even if you say like this, just home directory, if you I mean, run it, it's going to say what is going on in, you can see that in home directory. But if you run it and if you change ls to, if you add one more attribute dash r, and if you run it, so maybe we need to do it lsr. Oh, you can see that it says please use, this one instead. So what's going on? It's gonna to, I mean, this R, or if you say this one, dash R, it's going to list all files and folders recursively, right? It means go through this benchmark and list everything inside this one. Go through data and list everything inside data and so on. All right, it means recursively write all files and folders. All right, so you can also run this and then you can see it's going to come up, right? So it's a lot, right? Maybe it's not a good idea to do so, or in this case, might be you want to just read down one folder. But here, if I say data means recursively list everything inside this data folder, but we know that there is only one file. That's the reason there is no any recursion. All right, task 4, copy a file from one location HDFS to another location. So what we can do, let me clear it. All right, so again, HDFS, DFS, and then dash CP means copy these data about.html to, again, data, but here I want to move it to data copy folder, right? And I want to name it about 2 underline 2.html. And don't forget, guys, to use this dash F, all right, to, I mean, to means overwrite to the destination, all right? So if it exists, so you can run, all right? If you run, it's going to talk with name node, say, okay, name node, where is about HTML, right? Where is about HTML? And then please copy it into this one, and it's going to update name node metadata. So let's have a look. Data copy, perfect, is here, right? It's over there. Question 5, delete. So delete a file from HDFS. So how to delete? Again, HDFS, DFS. So for delete, you have to say RM, means remove. Again, dash F here, the same concept. Data, underline copy. I want to remove, guys, this about 2. I don't need it, all right? After copying, we can drop it, all right? So so if you say this dash F means ignore non-existent files, all right, means stop, the warning or error message. And if I use dash R, that means deletes directories recursively. And you can, run it. All right, perfect. So task 6 is asking to display the content of a file. So how to display the content? So guys, if you make sure that your file is a text file, right, CSV file, Excel file, that you are able to print them out, you can use cat, HDFS, DFS, all right, dash cat, all right, and then data. I want to print out this file. So cat is going to take over this about.html and print it out, whatever inside the file. You can see that these are whatever inside the file. You can print them out and you can clear it. So set the replication. So guys, replication you can, you know that the reason of, I mean, the concept behind replication. Replication means if you miss data for any reason, we need to get, you know, more copies, and those more copies going to make your data safe, even if you lose your data. So how to set, you know, replication? We can come back here and data. You can see that replication is 1. Let's add one more replication, HDFS DFS dash. So set rep means set replication. 2 should be fair, right? Data this, you know, about.html. So guys, here you can add few more attributes like dash w. If you add this dash w, it says wait until the replication is done. What does it mean? It means it's going to work at real time, right? Once you enter, it's going to keep you to create, you know, the replication, to make the replication, but we don't need it. Let's, you know, let's take this replication job, you know, at the back end, right? Not at the front end. We don't want to see what's going on. We just want to create it and, you know, and let's leave it to CPU to run it. And also, if you add this dash R means set this replication factors to all files and folders, right? And subdirectories inside, you know, the file. It means if you take, I mean, if you do like this, just data, and if you like, you know, do this, means set replication to 2 to every single files and subdirectories into data folder, right? But we don't want to do so. All right, about.html, and then you can run it. All right, you can see the replications to set. If we get back here, if we refresh, you can see that right now replication 2. We have 2 copies of this file. All right, let's move forward. Question 8, transfer. I mean the large file, about 600 megabytes. So guys, we can consider it as a huge data. So to HDFS, right? Why? Because let's say this is a file. We want to, you know, let's say open it and work, you know, with Excel math and Excel calculation. I want to take a few columns of this data and work around with. Let's consider this 600 megabyte large size. So in this case, you need to run it in Power. It means, first of all, you need to take it over, copy it into the HDFS, and then go through Hadoop ecosystem and run map and reduce to get it done. Maybe you want to run you know, SQL queries on top of this, or maybe you want to run peak scripting on top of this. But before doing so, you need to import it into HDFS. So firstly, we need to download from here. So what I want to do, just let me click on this. So guys, to be able to download this file, you need to have, you know, UEL account. All right. If you don't, you cannot download it. But guys, please feel free to use any large size file. All right, because this is a training stuff. So if you don't have UEL account, don't worry. You just need to, you know, get the file, a large file. You can see that this file, and where we are here. I want to download it. Perfect. So now it's gonna be here, right? It's coming up. It's coming up. All right, done. And here we go. I'm gonna be here. All right. So UNS, you know, UNSW MB15. So regardless of what is this data, we are considering this data huge size data. I want to run, you know, SQL queries on this, but I need to bring it into, Hadoop. So let me drag and drop it here, right into this, on the desktop. All right, so it's coming. Perfect. Or maybe you can download directly from this, Cloudera. It's really up to you guys at how you want to take it over. So now, what is the task? I want to move this file to HDFS. So what we have to do, let's firstly create a folder, HDFS, DFS, bash. Again, make directory -p. So into data folder, I want to create another folder. I want to name it data analysis. All right, something like this. So, and then, you can run it. Perfect. And then HDFS, DFS. So I need to use -put. Don't forget to use this -f. So from home, right, Cloudera, desktop, this UN, SW, move it please to this HDFS directory, data analysis. So make sure to have this / all right, to make sure the file coming with the same name to the destination, so you can run it. So what's going on? The name node is going to check data and is going to decide to how many replications, how many partitions we need. Is going to take over all the block information, block size, and many more information about data, right, to get collected into the metadata. So let's have a look. Let me go back here. So data, you can see that data analysis is here. If you go inside, you can see that is here. So block size, as we know that. So if I click on this, you can see that I have 5 blocks now. Block 0, the first 128 megabyte, second block, third block. So each block takes, guys, 128. Why? Because, guys, the size is 600, right? 600 divided by 128 megabyte, it's going to be exactly 5 partitions, right? So the last partition is going to be small size as compared to others. You can see that this is the size, and the other blocks gets larger, right? Is exactly 128 megabyte, and here is somehow it seems 72 or less than 72 megabyte. All right, so but guys, if I select block 2, if you download it, it's not going to download block 2, it's going to download an entire file. Okay, because as I said that the files and files are not executable on HDFS. So let's drill it down, right, to see what we can do more here. All right, here it says 9, view the disk usage. So how to take it, HDFS, DFS, -du means disk usage, all right, -h means display the size in a human readable format. So this dash data means go to this directory and please give me more information like disk usage of directory. So we expect to get, one size, basically depends on the operating system. But let's see what's going on here. So it says that in data folder, in this folder data, we have 2, we have 1 directory and 1 file. So this file take 19.4 K. You can see that, right? And this data analysis, it takes 580 megabyte, exactly the correct the size of data. But what about the second number, guys? Second number is is additional data usage, because in this directory HTML, within this directory there are many more metadata about data analysis, about this piece of information, and few things that they are relevant to name node. So we need to ignore this, the second one, really not important, because this is it's going to consider also a few more metadata that is, engaged with this directory here. So for us, the first numbers important. As I mentioned, the most operating systems ignore this, numbers, just, the first ones. All right, disk usage. So let's see, question 10. Set the storage policy name hot. Set the storage policy name hot for a directory. So storage hot means, the policy hot means, you can see that here, is used for files that are frequently used, right? That we need to get low latency access time. Guys, it's optimization, right? This can be useful when you want to optimize the performance of frequently accessed file in HDFS, right? It's because it's going to add, more information on cache, right? To speed up, uh, accessing to file. How we can do it? It's easy. HDFS, DFS. So let's say, okay, here we don't need DFS. We don't work with data node. All right, just HDFS means Hadoop, and then storage policies. Storage policies, please set store or storage policy, right? What policy? Hot, this is the name. What path? The path is, because this, this data analysis, right? This directory for us is really important. We want to flag it hot, means that please take it into the cache, all information, all metadata you need, and whenever I need it, please speed up the processing, of getting access to this, the directory. If you run, it's going to set it. You can see that set a storage policy hot, right? So you can't see it here, right? If you, refresh this, you can't see that, right? It's not visible here. You can see that, by a syntax. All right, what is a syntax? Let's discuss. So guys, you can add more, policies. Cold means used for files that are rarely accessed. All right. So warm means semi-frequently accessed, and few more, right? You can decide to which policy you can take. So yes, and then you can, you can go with more information here. Check the number of blocks for a file, block size, block sequence, block name. So let's discuss about, the blocks on this file, because we have the partitions here, right? If we say Hadoop, so here we need to change the syntax to Hadoop FSCK, data analysis. All right. So please show me files, please show me blocks, and please show me location. Guys, we want to drill down the name node. It means that go through name node, ask name node this information, file, blocks, location on this directory. All right, and here we go. You need to wait a moment. You can see that. So if you notice here, there are, a few more information, and it says that, so this is the data into 5 blocks. So this is the first block. All right, we can see that it's going to say that the live replication and the length of the file. So the location, these are, the location, start location, end location, right, on the storage. You can see that. And, the last one means there are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, means these are 5 blocks. And few more information, healthy. All right, you can see that there are a few more information that you can check here, right? But for us, it's really easy to go through, this overview. If you go overview here, and you can get, very general information. If you want to really stick to specific information, yeah, it's much better to write it down with a syntax. All right, and then get well enough information about specific directory. So 12 set a time to leave value to 30 days. So it means that you can set how many days or how many hours a directory or a file, can be alive. So how we can do it? It's easy. You just need to come over here. Let me clear it. And then here, you need to say that HDFS, please set file attribute, all right, -n, all right. So -n means here I want to set, this time to leave. So where on user.hdfs.ttl means time to leave. So -v means set, the timing. So guys, here the timing we need to add it like, into a millisecond format. All right, the millisecond format. How we can do it, guys? I've been added this calculation here. First of all, you need to multiply, 30 days by 86K400. Why? Because it's going to be 24 hours multiplied by hour multiplied by 24 hours multiplied by minute and second to, to get it into the second format. And then you have to multiply this one to 1000 to convert it to millisecond. All right, that's the reason. It means that -v is going to be 2592. How many zeros? 6 zeros, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's it. On this folder, data means whatever inside this data, there is a time to leave, right? Afterwards, we expect to get them disappear. All right. So you can run and set it up. Perfect. How to make sure it's, it's done? You can check it by HDFS dfs-get f attribute. So first of all, we did it with set, and now we want to get. All right, f attribute and -d and data. All right, so if you run, so let's see that on this data, we want to check TTL. All right, it says that the TTL is this millisecond, right? You can get, well enough information. So, and then at the end, clean up HDFS. So I mean, guys, I believe these are really enough to get familiar with HDFS, to see how to work around with files and folders in HDFS. And from now on, the most important step is processing, right? And then I will take you to the processing stage after this video and after this session. So let's, complete the last one, clean up, HDFS DFS -rm remove -r recursively -f means if there is no file or directory, avoid warning message, and run. All right, so means recursively, right? This -r, and then you can use it also for copy. And there we go. Perfect, deleted. If I go back here, utilities, browse the file system, you can see that there is no data, there is no data copy. I hope you enjoyed the session. See you guys.